This meeting to order. Will you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Ready to begin?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Now we have roll call.
Chair Kevin Rooney,
Present.
Vice Chair Mario Maciel Jr.,
Here.
Commissioner Edwin Borcas,
Here.
Commissioner Edith Flores,
Present.
Commissioner Christopher Sines.
Present.
Thank you.
All right. We now open public communications. Anyone wishing to speak on anything that's not on the agenda has 3 minutes. Please say your name and residence. Seeing none, I will close public communications. We now have the consent calendar.
Chair, I make a motion to approve the action minutes from January 9th.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I abstain. Edith.
Motion passes 4-0 with one abstain.
401.
Oh, 401, sorry. All right, so we have a request for consideration now. So does that go with you?
Request for consideration on the
CUP.
first item? Oh, the CUP, yes. So interim associate planner Patricia Garcia will be presenting.
Okay.
Good evening, Honorable Chair and members of the Commission. My name is Patricia Garcia, and I'll be presenting the first item before you tonight. The case before you is a request for consideration of a conditional use permit for a financial institution within a commercial building in the MU1 Mixed Use 1 zone, located at 14433 Ramona Boulevard. The applicant is Opportune Inc., and the case number is CP-875. The site is approximately 4.37 acres within the retail center located northeast of the Ramona Boulevard and Main Avenue intersection. The site is surrounded by MU1 zone properties, and the proposed use is compatible and will complement the current uses. The applicant proposes to operate within the existing commercial building located at 14433 Ramona Boulevard, which is currently operating as a Superior's Grocers Market. Opportune Inc. will consist of 205 square foot office space, which will include a teller area and a waiting area for its customers. Their hours of operations will be 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and or will not exceed the hours of operation of the existing market. Staff recommends the Planning Commission adopt Resolution PC 19-02, a resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Baldwin Park adopting the findings of fact and approving the conditional use permit for a financial institution within the existing building pursuant to Table 153.070.020 in the city's municipal code. The location is 14433 Ramona Boulevard. The applicant, Opportune Inc. The case number CP-875. This concludes the staff's presentation. Thank you.
Okay, any questions?
Also like to add that the applicant is also present for any questions.
Okay, anyone? All right. No one has questions, so we'll open it to public hearing, I believe. You have 3 minutes. Please state your name and residence.
Sorry about that. My name is Victor Dela Cruz. I'm a real estate and land use attorney for Opportune, and I'm mostly here to answer any questions that you might have about our requests. I think the application is pretty self-explanatory. It's a small space within the grocery store, just pretty much across the street. So you're probably very familiar with the area. There's already 2 other financial institutions in that area, so it's definitely an appropriate use from a zoning standpoint. But I thought I would just share an interesting tidbit as I was preparing for this meeting, which is that more than 3,000 people living in the Baldwin Park area have gone to one of our Opportune locations outside of Baldwin Park to borrow a total of $7 million over the past 10 years. So we're very excited about being able to bring this service to Baldwin Park, and given what our data shows about where our customers are coming from, I thought you might be interested in that little piece of information. But I'm basically here to answer any questions that you might have.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing there's no questions.
All right, thank you.
All right. Is there anyone else wishing to speak? Okay, public hearing is now closed. Is there a motion to pass?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next. We have another consideration and recommendation of approval of the City Council on amendment to the development agreement.
Yes. So before you is another change of location similar to the ones that you've seen over the past 2 months. Here, it's a recommendation to amendment for to amend development agreement 1814 to change the location from 4802 Little John Street to 15010 Arrow Highway. Again, it's for recommendation for the council to approve the development agreement and approve the ordinance. Again, the change of location was reviewed by staff in close proximity to sensitive uses. And that concludes my presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
I believe that was moved to Little John Street, wasn't it? It says from Little John Street to Arrow
Yeah, so
Highway.
from Little John Street to Arrow Highway.
So they're moving a second time, or is that the one that was already on Little John?
There was another location on Little John. Yes.
Okay.
This is a
Yeah, I was going to ask the same thing because it
is
seemed
a-
like they had originally requested on Arrow, then moved to Little John, and now they're going from Little John back to.
From my
Arrow.
understanding, that was a different operator. So
Yeah, on Little John, they had in the same building A and B, and I guess we approved the B, and I think the A is moving now. So,
Yeah, so we talked about this last meeting, right? I thought they were going back.
Weird.
all right. So, is there a motion to approve?
Well, we need to.
Oh, we're opening it to public. Sorry about that. Please state your name and residence. You have 3 minutes. Seeing none, public communications is now closed. Do we have a motion to approve?
So quick question. So, last meeting we talked about how, one of the interested parties were moving from Arrow Highway to Little John. So now there's another a party that's at Little John. They're going back. They're going over to Arrow Highway.
that is correct. And they're separate.
They're separate.
Separate. They're both separate requests.
Perfect. Got it.
Separate operators.
Got it. Perfect. So those locations, both of those locations, seem to be kind of in the realm of.
Yeah, that's what seems to be the case. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, the one from the last meeting, if I'm not mistaken, Worcas was the one that went to the residential area.
Yes.
And / commercial, industrial.
Also Little John.
No, that one was.
Is that called right behind In-N-Out?
I actually have it right here from last month. They were moving from
Arrow to.
14712 Arrow Highway to 4802 Little John Street, Suite A. So this one, I guess, was Suite B, is moving over to Arrow Highway. They're just swap.
And it was, the last meeting, that was also Little John, right? Right, David?
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
okay.
Yes. Going Little John to
No, wasn't it
Virginia. No, I'm sorry, not Virginia.
next to you? Yeah, there you go.
It was Virginia.
Virginia,
Yeah.
right behind In and Out.
Okay.
That's the one.
But there was also one moving from Arrow to Little John, I believe, and Elton to Little John also, correct?
Correct. Yes. So we've had I don't have. I should have brought that, but there have been a couple, and I know they can seem confusing, but to assure you, they're all separate operators. They're separate from each other, with reference to the request.
Yeah, so the one from last meeting was the one that moved from 14726 Arrow Highway to 1516 Virginia Avenue.
All right, so any more questions? Is there a motion to approve?
What's the reason behind the moving?
That was my question.
The reason behind for the move, based on the applicant's letter, is I guess they indicated it more so for an improved site, improved suitability, I guess, and then also they noted lease terms. They didn't give any specifics, but again, it could have been something between them and the leaseholder.
And
Yeah.
Any more questions? Is there a motion to approve?
Carol, motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. All right. Reports of the officers. It says none. Communications, there's none right now. Any word on the Erndale lawsuit, Jess?
No, at this moment there isn't really anything that's of substance that I've received, but I will be sure to notify the Planning Commission once, if anything does come up.
I believe Commissioner Macias asked for a report last meeting, if I'm correct. Did you not? I'm drawing a blank on what it was for, but you asked for a report on something.
Chair, it was actually me. I asked for a report on the status of all the applicants and seeing like how far along in the process they are. And I'm sure that it's a lengthy report, but if we can get that, just kind of map out to see how each development agreement is moving along.
Oh, I see. Okay, I sorry I missed that if I did, but I'll bring it back. Yeah.
Thank you. There's absolutely no rush. It's not of extremely high importance, but just as a reference as we're going through these development agreements, kind of see where they are in the process.
Yeah. I will say just off the hand, because we've been working on this, been quite a lot of work with staff, with the cannabis operators and getting them up and running. With respect to the plan check process, we have a lot of, if not most, all of them are in the plan check process. And so we don't have any that are up and running at the moment that are for approval. But I'll bring that back to you. But we have some that in the near future, we'll get to that point where they'll be issued a permit for TI for tenant improvements for the operation of the cannabis.
And is the state license to operate come at the very end, or is that I know that they have to apply through the state?
It's all from what I've gathered, it's all done concurrently.
Okay.
So most of them have the permit, but the second phase is getting the permit from the city to actually do the modifications within the building, so that way they can begin the cultivation process. So once they've been issued the certificate of occupancy, then that gives them the green light to go ahead and operate and manufacture.
All right. Seeing nothing else on the agenda, is there a motion?
Chair?
Yes.
I want to congratulate Esther on being hired as a full-time employee for the city of Baldwin Park.
Congratulations.
It's about time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're
Well
very,
done, Ms. Washington.
Thank you.
Well done.
we're very pleased to have Esther on board full time.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Amazing.
All right. With nothing else on the agenda, is there a motion for adjournment?
I'll motion to adjourn.
Second?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Shut it down.